You know that I love Houston, and I'm always talking about how great it is to raise a family and the opportunities Houston has. But according to several local and national articles and the people of Reddit, Houston and Texas as a whole, for that matter, are losing the desirability and charm that it once had. So according to the national list of best places to live, Houston went from 59 down to 140. And we got pushed all the way down to number 10 on the best places in Texas to live. But it doesn't stop there because Houston was one of the top global cities to live in, and we just dropped from 44 to 66 in the top 100. But the most important part of that list is that we still beat Dallas. Today, I'm going to list the top reasons I found on why this might be. Also, I am just stating the facts in this video. The facts do not represent my own personal stance or beliefs on any specific topic, but please, by all means, feel free to express yours in the comments down below. For those of you new here, my name is Danielle. I'm a realtor in Houston, and I post videos almost daily about the practical things you need to know about living in Houston. If you are moving to the Houston suburbs and would like assistance, feel free to message me. I would love to help. All right, and number one is obviously affordability. If you are moving from an expensive market like California, Washington, or New York, then yes, Houston is ridiculously affordable for you. And if you are moving from the Midwest or within Texas, then Houston has become very, very expensive for you. According to the Houston Affordability Index, only 38% of Houstonians can afford a single-family residence as of the last quarter in 2023. So we all know that it has only gotten worse since then. But that is not where people in Houston are getting hit the hardest by quality of life. It's actually our most vulnerable residents that are not able to thrive here. I'm talking about seniors, the labor force, and our residents under the poverty line who are underserved here. In fact, Houston ranks among one of the worst for affordable housing for lower income individuals. There is only one city in the entire country that is worse than us. For example, we have only about 15 available apartments for every 100 residents that are below the poverty line. So essentially the boom we've had and the new homes we've built have all been catered to people coming from more expensive markets. And this is causing the affordability and poverty crisis to become much worse here in the Houston area. Oh boy. Number two is politics. Love it or hate it. I'm not here to take sides or start a debate, but Texas has definitely been a hotspot for a lot of policy changes that have affected people professionally as well as personally here in Texas. Whether you are a bleeding heart liberal or a diehard conservative, Texas now feels like it's neither left or right enough depending on where you stand. For conservatives, they see all these people pouring into Texas by the millions from California, and they feel like Texas is becoming more and more like them, especially around the big cities where we have grown a much larger liberal population in recent years. It definitely makes some of the conservatives here feel like they don't recognize home anymore. For liberals, they see Texas as a place with a red stronghold that can never be broken. With the recent abortion and gun laws being passed, they feel like things are getting more and more extreme every year. This is definitely leaving both sides feeling like there isn't a welcoming home for them anymore, and it's also definitely contributing to the lower rankings here in Houston. Number three is healthcare. Texas has now become the #1 state with the highest amount of people without health coverage. And again, going back to our vulnerable population, Texas is one of the top 10 states in the nation that does not provide healthcare programs for low-income people. We have a serious shortage of healthcare providers in the state of Texas. This is kind of an entire national issue, but it is particularly high in Texas and in Houston. We have a very low amount of physicians per capita, and it has only gotten much worse with certain policy changes in the last couple of years. Essentially, practicing medicine has become a high liability here in Texas. Number four is the unreliable power grid. Obviously, it is no surprise that with the huge influx of people that have moved to Texas in the last couple of years, paired with the constant changes in the weather becoming hotter or colder every single year, Texas has had a lot of issues with the power grid in recent years. For Houston in particular, this last year we haven't had too many issues here in the Houston area, but it is still a huge question mark for many, and it has definitely reduced the desirability for folks living here because we're in a constant state of, can the power grid handle it? Number 5 is crime. In a recent survey by locals, the number one thing across the board for residents that they were concerned about is crime. And although the numbers have actually trended down for the first quarter of 2024, it so happens that also the number of personnel able to report crimes has also gone down significantly. And although there's many areas of Houston that feel rather safe, there are a lot of areas that are not safe. And so that is definitely lowering the desirability of living here in Houston. Number 6 is public transit. Getting around Houston without a vehicle is actually really freaking hard. Our city spans about 665 square miles, and only about 25 square miles of that has public transit available, and that public transit is not actually that great. Since COVID, a lot of people are looking for areas with a lot of walkability, and that's really hard to find here in the Houston area, especially to get around everywhere without a car is actually impossible. And number 7 is that Texas lost its spot as the top 5 states to do business in. For the first time since they started this study, which was launched in 2007, in 2023, Texas missed the mark on the best places in the country to do business. If you read most of the articles, it is due to the same reasons that we are talking about in this video: power grid issues, cultural disagreements, poor healthcare, and crime. You know, I feel like I just said a lot of crap about Houston, but overall, I am still very satisfied with living here. Just like any major city, we have our issues, but we also have a lot to be desired, like a strong job economy, great family neighborhoods, and so much to do within the city, and some really great school districts. So it's not all that bad. But if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, as it helps the algorithm know that this is good information. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.